Kris is from Bakersfield, California. That's the Central Valley. And her parents are teachers and educators. Her dad was a principal and then later a superintendent. And her mom was a teacher and then later a principal.
Sandy's from Iowa and from a very rural and remote part of Iowa. She grew up on a family farm.
My parents have been married for over 50 years. All of my aunts and uncles, everybody was married almost that I ever knew. Marriage was significant and honored and respected and taken very, very seriously.
I was born and raised in Brick, New Jersey. Many of my friends used to say we had a Donna Reed family. My parents, very involved, great parents. They offered up a very loving home.
I was born and raised in San Francisco, California. Both of my parents were very religious. I remember speaking to my mom for the first time about my sexuality and fearing that there was going to be a major disconnect based on who I was and her faith, and was surprised that there wasn't. She goes, you have love and you love each other just the same as everyone else does, and you let that love kind of surround you.
That plant's really heavy and it's hard to move.
Kris and I joined households in the fall of 2000. We thought about it, about what it was like to live our lives independently, and we both had our children. We felt so strongly that we wanted to be together and build a life together.
This room has been either the playroom for the boys or the boys' first only room. In other words, you got old enough that you got to have your own room.
It's the furthest away from us, which is probably the number one reason they like it. So you're less likely to have somebody hear you making noise, playing music late at night or on your computer.
When I think about having kids, I can't help but reflect on my childhood and the things that I would want to experience with my child or my children.
I think we'd be great dads. I mean, I love our nieces and nephews as if they were our own children, and we treat them that way. I think if we're unable to get married, that it would definitely change the outlook in terms of starting a family. I know that Jeff and I have seriously discussed that marriage would come first.
There was a lot of stability in my family. My parents have been married for 42 years, and it's something that when I look at that, that would be something that I want to provide for my child or our child.
All right, so then it's just us.
So if you have 4 boys, you focus almost all your energy on food preparation. And in a way, that's kind of a nice focal point, right? Everybody does need to have dinner. We try to create a family and a world for them that is consistent and stable and reliable and predictable. When you know, that's what kids need.
They can feel like we're there to protect each other. It's not their job to take care of us. We're taking care of each other. We're taking care of you too, but we're committed to each other. And I think nothing speaks to that like marriage.
I want to marry Jeff because it's here for me. It's in my heart. You know, we talk about the harms of not being able to get married. It's so easy to list off the taxation and this and that and the opposition, but when it comes down to it, this is my husband. He has made me want to marry him more than anything else in the world. And it's in my heart.